Hey guys, what's going on? So for our second video, our topic for today is factoring to multiply. Or in our stepping stones, we're going to be looking at chapter 3.4. So to do that, we're going to be using some different skills in order to solve two-digit numbers. So Factors is the first part of our topic, and we might not know what a factor is. A factor is pretty simple. If we have a two-digit number, let's go for 20. Let's just start with 20. 20 is a pretty simple one. Our factors are just two numbers that multiply together to give us that number. So for 20, we might have 1 times 20. We could also have 2 times 10. Or we could have another one might be 4 times 5. So all those numbers are our factors for 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at how to use this strategy by using it to solve two-digit multiplication. So if we're looking at a big sum, let's go like, we'll use 20 again for our example. So 20 times, let's go something like 16. 20 times 16. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't solve that off the top of my head. It's pretty difficult. It might be pretty easy if we put it into the algorithm, but just for the sake of it, let's do it this way. So let's scroll down so we have our sum at the top. So we're looking for our factors of 20. So we have them up here. We can choose any of those. I'm going to choose the easiest one, which you're more than welcome to do. So our easiest one is going to be, I reckon, 2 times 10. We then need to find the factors of 16. So we can do 1 and 16, 16 times 1, or we could do 2 times 8, or we could do 4 times 4. So again, you can choose the easiest one. I reckon 2 times 8 might be pretty simple, so we'll keep that multiplication there because that's that one. So 2 times 10 times, let's go 2 times 8. Now looking back on what we did in the last video, we can change the order of our sum. It doesn't matter what order you have it in as long as we have it. So I'm going to change it to, let's go our biggest numbers first. We have our 10 times, so we can tick that, we've used that, 10 times 8 times 2 times 2. Now that may still look like a bit of a tricky sum, but I reckon it's pretty simple. So 10 times 8, we can do that pretty easy. That is 80. Next one we can do is, so all we need to do now is double it. And we know that double 8 times 2 is 16. Then we just bring our 0 over, so we know that that's 160. Next one's pretty easy as well, but even if you need to go to another step, we can do some little side math over here. We can break it up. We can go 10 times 2 equals 20. Then we can do, what's the next one? 6 times 2 equals 12. We can add them together, 2 and 3. So we know that if we double that again, equals 32. And then we just need to bring a 0 over again. And there's our answer. So if we go back up, we know that 20 times 16 equals 320. Now we've just done that, just using different multiplications off the top of our head, rather than making it one big difficult sum, makes it a lot easier. So let's have a look at one more example before we get started. So let's go like 40 times, what's another number? Let's do, we might do 34. Now 40 we can break up into 4 times 10. I like that one. That's a nice easy one for us to do because it's a round number. Now 34 we can break that up a couple of different ways. We might do, what have we got? What are our factors of 34? Obviously we have 1 times 34. Another couple might be, we could do our 2 times tables, so 2, I don't know what that is. We could do our 2 times, it's not 12, it's not 14 because 14 is 28, 16 is 32. So 17 must be 34, so we got 2 times 17. Now I still reckon we can get it. I don't know if we can get it much easier than that, so we might still go times, let's do that one, 2 times 17. Now that's still pretty tricky. Looks like a big whole lot of numbers again, so we can break it up to be even. We can change it around to be even easier. So let's go 17 times 10, because that's pretty easy. All we do is add a 0 times 4. Let's do 4 times 2. So I always like to start with our big numbers. You can do it whatever way is easiest for you. So 17 times 10 is pretty simple. It's just adding a 0 to our 17. So 170 times 4 times 2. It gets a bit trickier once again when we have to add 170 times 4. That's a bit tricky. So let's go 100 times 4 equals 100. Then we can do 70 times 4, and we know that 7 times 4 is, well, we know that 5 times 4 is 20, 6 times 4 is 24, so 7 times 4 must be 28. So we know that 170 is going to equal 128. So we know that that is 128 times 2. I'm pretty sure we can all double that. So 8 times 2 is 16. 3, so we got double 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and 1 is, I've not done that right. Double 1 is 2. So, what was our sum? So 40 times 34 times 34 equals 256. So, once again, I've done a pretty tricky sum just using simple math off the top of my head. So, down here, I'm going to write a sum that I want you to do, and I want you to bring the answers to me on Monday. Remember, I spoke about it today. So, the sum I want you to be able to do is going to be a bit of a tricky one. Let's do 36 times, let's go for 24. 36 times 24. If you can show me all the steps come Monday, it'll be awesome. All right, good luck, guys. Hope to see you Monday.